Hey, welcome back, my friends. So, as I alluded to, actually just outright said earlier, I decided to join Rewt's league, the Pokemon Global Battle League, and this is the first league I'm actually joining aside from, obviously, my own NGDL. And things are a little bit different in this league. It's not like a money draft where you have to draft a certain number of where you have a certain amount of, points that you spend on Pokemon. Instead, you have to select one Pokemon of every tier. And there's a few points that you can spend on three Pokemon called free Pokemon, which is ironic because it's not really free, but that's okay. Um, yeah, so this is an 11-week season, which is I know an odd number, but whatever. And our first opponent is actually a familiar face, OminousAcid. And I believe it's the only team that is in both leagues. I was going to actually choose a different team name, but I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to keep the Miami Dolphiones from the MGDL. And our first opponent is also an NGDL participant. That's OminousAcid. I believe they're the only ones that are in both leagues. And he's a really cool guy. But obviously he's going to be a really challenging opponent. So I'm just going to go into my team here, and he's actually credit for him for these slides, by the way. But yeah, so there's my draft, and I went with Tapu Bulu as my first pick. This is actually not an order that I picked them, but this is the order of the tiers, which is fine. But as you can see later in the draft, I just want to show out a few things. I'm actually really happy about my team synergy. So we got like Ferrothorn, obviously to be kind of like our wall/hazard setter, but kind of everything is built around Tapu Bulu. We have the Hawlucha for the Grassy Seed connection. Later in the draft, I was able to grab Politoed, which is like the rain tech I wanted. And because I just like weather tech. As you guys recall, I put some like sun tech in my NGDL2 team. It turned out pretty nicely, so I have that option. They're going to have to prepare for that. They're going to have to prepare for Ditto, which I grabbed, I think, with like my third pick. There is one change. After the draft, I decided to get rid of Keldeo there for Xurkitree to be my second Z captain, because in this league, you can only use Z moves on 2 of your Pokemon. Being that I select Mega Blastoise and I decided to go with the Rain Tech, I just had too much water on the team. So yeah, it wasn't that great. So too much water. That was the problem. No, but Xurkitree gives me a really, really strong Z captain that I can abuse, obviously, with Thunder in the rain. That's another reason I picked Noivern, not only because I needed a dragon, because I can abuse that in the rain with Hurricane. Obviously, Kabutops is abusable in the rain, and is my other Z captain, my only Z captain going into this week, because I had to delay naming Z captain because I decided to make a transaction, which they allowed me to do. So I'm going to get rid of Keldeo for Xurkitree, who will be my other Z captain. But for week 1, this is it's legal for me to use Keldeo because I obviously can't make the transaction. So let's take a look at OminousAcid team, and that's here we go. It's very pink, and he went for like a theme, which is weird, but it ended up working out for him. All of his Pokemon are pink, and this is a very pink slide, as you can see. That's all I have to say about it. It is very, very pink. No, but it's actually a really solid draft. Being limited to Pokemon that can be pink, obviously is one thing, but it actually turned out pretty nicely for him. He has some powerful fighting moves, so I'm actually going to try to bring a surprise on my Ferrothorn. Knowing that both of his fighting types are X4 weak to flying, I decided to bring the Chople Berry with Aerial Ace on my Ferrothorn, which I don't know why you can even learn Aerial Ace, but I'm hoping to pop that off. And I was thinking about bringing Rain Tech, but I wanted to bring Keldeo at least once, so I decided to bring Mega Blastoise and Keldeo on this next team. In fact, let's just go into the battle. Obviously, the Mega Aerodactyl is something I have to take into account, so I'm bringing a Scarfer that can outspeed. There's just a lot of cool things on this team, but it's something I think is going to be manageable. I'm optimistic going into this game. So, yeah, there's the teams. I'm going to bring the Hawlucha. As you can see, he's bringing Heracross and Mew, and actually, I'm not really... Ampharos was actually a surprise for me. So, yeah, he's going to go ahead and lead with Carnation, his Slowbro. And I'm usually really bad at predicting leads, but this is one of the cases that it really, I really predicted well. I decided to lead with my Tapu Bulu, my first pick, therefore the signature mon of the team. And this is exactly what I wanted, because obviously, even though Slowbro has a ton of physical defense, he does not want to take a stab grass move from Tapu Bulu. So I'm going to go for the Horn Leech, knowing he only has 2 resistances to it on his entire team, and that both of them are pretty frail, like this Heracross. So he does go into Heracross, and it ends up being a Flame Orb one, so that's kind of scary. I know I can live one Mega Horn, though, because of Tapu Bulu's amazing bulk, and I stay in, and I do take it, and I'm just going to go for another Horn Leech, figuring it will get me some HP back, and my only better move on this, because I didn't really bring anything for Heracross on this Tapu Bulu, is Stone Edge, and that would probably miss, so I'm like, you know what, I'll take the damage, and I'll heal up, and I'm like, okay, well, this kind of sucks. I'm just going to go ahead and switch out now, because pretty much something has to die. And I decided to go in my Ferrothorn because I have Iron Barbs. And he's just going to go, actually predict this well going for the close combat, but he did not break my Chople Berry. Unfortunately, it's going to waste my Chople Berry. I'm not going to be able to show off my Aerial Ace. It would have been nice to be able to switch into this thing and then have him close combat and then gets totally shocked by my Aerial Ace. But this actually works out too, because the Chople Berry actually does allow me to, you know, kill this Heracross with my Ferrothorn. Obviously, it's going to cost Ferrothorn's life as well, but because of the Chople Berry, I'm not going to get O-Code by that close combat, and yeah, Iron Barb's going to be able to take down the Heracross, which he played really, really nicely early in this match, obviously, so still, it's nice to get rid of that thing, although now I can't set up Stealth Rocks, which it's actually kind of sucky, because obviously he has this Mega Aerodactyl, and I think another Pokemon Wake to them, so that's not great, but I'm going to go into my Howlucha now. I'm going to eat the Grassy Seed, which actually raises my defense, which is excellent because this allows me to actually be able to live a wing attack from this Mega Aerodactyl I know. So, yeah, Grassy Seed is actually pretty nice for a Howlucha, because obviously raising its poor defense allows it to, you know, potentially live another hit easier. So I'm just going to go for the, you know, I'm going to go for the setup. I'm going to go for the Swords Dance here. And I do carry a Stone Edge, and I know I'm faster. Obviously, I just went before Mega Aerodactyl due to my Unburdened ability. And with +2, I'm hoping that a Stone Edge combined with a Acrobatics can kill the Slowbro. Unfortunately, I miss with the Stone Edge, and that blows. And Acrobatics actually does a lot. This appears to be near max defense Slowbro, so I don't think it would have been quite a KO anyway, but it would have left the Slowbro really low, which would made it harder to abuse Regenerator. Yeah, that kind of sucks because my Howlucha goes down for nothing. I would have really appreciated that Stone Edge to hit, but whatever. Just gonna go into Tapu Bulu now. It's pretty much a great switch against the Slowbro. There's not really much he can do. He doesn't want to stay in and take a Horn Leech, so I'm just gonna go for it again. And he's just going to go with his other resistance for Grass, and that is his yeah, this Ribombee. And it's going to do more than half thanks to Ribombee's pretty poor defenses. And yeah, that's pretty cool because I can just go for it again. You can't, like, you know, put me to sleep with Sleep Powder or Stun Spore because I'm a Grass type. And he's just going to go for the Moonblast. And because I'm Assault Vested, that's not going to kill me. And I'm going to get some nice HP back here from Horn Leech. So, yeah, Horn Leech is being really nice. It's the first KO I think I've gotten with Tapu Bulu this game. But, yeah, he's just going to go into a, I don't know what that Pokemon's name is, but it's Mauve. But it's the Aerodactyl again, and obviously this is the thing he wants to match up with Tapu Bulu, although he can't switch out into it, because it's not going to take a Horn Leech well. I'm going to go to my Blastoise, because obviously I brought a little bit of a bulky Mega Blastoise here, and I don't think Mega Aerodactyl can take care of me, but actually that Wing Attack is a little more than I expect, because I'm not Mega yet. But I think I get a little bit extra. I think I get extra bulk when I Mega Evolve. Either way, just gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve now and go for the Scald. I decided to bring Scald over Water Pulse and Hydro Pump because I wanted to burn certain things, and it still does a lot of damage coming from a Mega Blastoise, even though it's not boosted by Mega Launcher. As you can see, it does more than half to Ampharos, who has a pretty good special defense usually. That kind of reveals to me this is going to be an offensive Ampharos as opposed to a defensive one. I'm going to go to my Nihilego now. Nihilego actually has pretty good special defense. I didn't want to go out into Tapu Bulu in case he has like the Hidden Power Poison predicts me. So yeah, I'm just going to go out into this thing instead. He just goes for a Volt Switch, and he's going to go out into Slowbro. And I'm like, I don't think he can kill me with the Skull. In fact, I know for a fact he can't. So I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt here. And that will hopefully deal really nice damage here to the Slowbro. I want to weaken this thing. So like I said, I mean, obviously it has Regenerator, but I want to get it to a point that he's forced to switch in, because I assume he doesn't have Slack Off. Well, maybe he does, but he's not going to give him an opportunity to use it. He's only going to the burn on my Nihilego, which kind of sucks. Because it also does decent damage, and now it's going to, you know, put me at a really low amount of HP. But here I'm going to make, like, the prediction play of the match. I'm going to go into Tapu Bulu. And I do this because I predict Ampharos to come back out. And indeed, it does. So in comes Ampharos. I know that if he does have Hidden Power Poison, I can live at least one thanks to my Assault Vest. I did calc that. So I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and go for the kill here. This is a good matchup for me. Even if he does have the Hidden Power Poison, Hornleech obviously going to get my HP back. So there's the Hidden Power Poison. And Tapu Bulu takes it like a champ. Because it's just a bull, and it is my bull, and it's just going to eat this Ampharos. So the Ampharos is dead. Tapu Bulu is able to get back to near half. Unfortunately, Static activates. And yeah, that means my Tapu Bulu is going to be paralyzed, which is kind of annoying. He's going to obviously go back into Mega Aerodactyl here. I was thinking about switching out, but it's like, I think I have the match well in hand, and I don't want to take needless damage on the remainder of my Pokemon. Keldeo obviously gets killed by, or nearly killed by the Wing Attack. Mega Blastoise already took a hit, so I would rather just get the safe switch into Mega Blastoise. Tapu Bulu did enough, thank you. But yeah, I'm just going to go for the Scald. Actually, I think that was the 3 KOs for Tapu Bulu in this match. Pretty amazing. But either way, I'm just going to go for a Scald now against Carnation, his incoming Slowbro, and I did bring Dark Pulse. He was obviously hoping at this point that I did not bring Dark Pulse, but how can he not bring Dark Pulse when the Almelo Alomomola have 2 really strong Psychic types in Slowbro and Mew, which I figured he'd bring both because Mew is probably his Z-Captain that he's going to be using in this match. And obviously his Slowbro walls a few of my Pokemon, so he wanted to bring that along. So he's going to go into his Mew, and in comes his Z-move, which is going to be the Genesis Supernova Mew's signature Z-move, which actually changes the terrain to the Psychic terrain. I'm hoping that it does not quite kill my Mega Blastoise so I can get a Dark Pulse off on this guy. So we're going to go ahead and take a look, because this is a critical move here. If this thing KOs, I'm in serious trouble. If it does it, I can cripple this Mew, absolutely. So there it is, and I live with 43 HP. So I have some HP to spare, and I get off that sweet Dark Pulse, and it's gonna hit Mew down to low red, which is perfect for me because my my Nihilego is scarfed. So I know that I can just go out into it, and even though Nihilego at +0 cannot KO Mega Aerodactyl at full HP with Power Gem, after I get my Beast Boost from killing this Mew, I will be able to KO Mega Aerodactyl. So that is good game. It always feels good to get a Week 1 win in any league. I feel like you set the tone in Week 1, so, you know, and this is just my experience from the NGDL 1 and NGDL 2. But you have to get some momentum going into the rest of the season, and getting the Week 1 win is definitely important. Not to mention it's only an 11-week season, which is shorter than both of the NGDLs, so obviously each game is going to matter that much more. So good game though, Ominous. Definitely check out his channel, link in the video description. He's pretty cool. I will also link the PBGL Pokemon Global Battle League Discord server. In case you want to follow along, you are free to hop on in. And yeah, that is all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and see you guys again next time. Oh, and today's question of the day is, you know what? Let's just go with this. What is your favorite color? If you were to build a Pokemon team that is only one color, what color would you choose? So you have to build a monocolor team. Blue is actually really strong in monocolor, but I'd probably go with red, because I like a lot of red Pokemon. Especially if shinies are allowed, like obviously Alomomola chose to include some shinies. So yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later!